of continued movement of leaking or anything like that, that it's going to remain in place, remain protective of the USDW into the future.
And the end point would be some sort of capping or
Yes,
decommissioning style?
Yes, it would be, yeah, exactly. It would be capping and plugging.
That would be after the 50-year.
Right. Whenever that time period, because it could be shorter or longer than 50 years, but whenever the post-injection time period has been completed, you would plug the wells.
Well, thank you very much for answering my questions. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Orgeron. Representative DeWitt for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Gray, congratulations or condolences. I'm not sure what to tell you yet. So
The latter.
right. I've just got a few questions. Constituents, the biggest worry, as you can imagine, is groundwater and groundwater protection. Are y'all going to have like monitoring wells around these sites to make sure that this plume, I guess y'all are calling it, once it's injected in the ground, it is not moving off-site?
Yes, sir. So these groundwater monitoring wells are going to be a requirement for all Class 6 permits, and we may talk a little bit about it, I think, in a future presentation topic. But they're going to very much be looking at any potential pathway that the USDW could be impacted and built, purpose-built for that, to make sure that you have early warning or signs of any type of migration that could endanger the USDW. And those remain throughout the life of the well and in the post-injection monitoring phase too.
And each permit, will it be different as far as wherever the well is on the monitoring requirements, like once a month or once a week monitoring to make sure? Could you go a little
Yeah,
further
so
with that?
I know in the act that was passed last year, there were some specific minimum requirements that have to be met, but I think they are going to be, they could be more stringent on a per well or per project basis.
Okay. Is it depending on zones, or it could be?
Yeah, it could be depending on a lot of stuff. So it's going to be the
Right.
geologic makeup and the well construction and injection rate and all sorts of things that are probably above my ability to understand, but
I get it. And look, either one of y'all can ask any of these questions, so I'm not directing them to
you're
either
fine.
one of y'all, okay, specifically. I had a couple, like I said, a few questions here. You said something about the oil and gas quantity in an area where somebody wants to possibly do a CO2 CCS. Can you tell me, like, quantities, I guess, possibly would be in that area that you say, well, we probably don't need to do a facility here because we have a lot of oil and gas exploration?
yeah, I don't know that they have, come up with like a specific, amount or something they would be looking at. I can say, generally speaking, if it is any type of oil and gas play that has had activity, drilling in the area, those are typically going to be avoided because the wells themselves for the oil and gas activity would be a potential migration pathway for the CO2 outside the storage zone. Right. So oftentimes you find these carbon sequestration projects, they're looking for areas that don't have oil and gas, activity around. But that's definitely something, I guess, is going to have to be on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, I was wondering if that could cause any kind of problems to oil and gas facilities close to a location.
Yeah, and I guess that gets back to my point regarding the Commissioner of Conservation sort of having authority over both oil and gas and the CCS.